Sir, your mic is mute. Boy, sir, your mic is mute. Please unmute your mic.
So will I start, sir?
Yes, now it's good. Yeah, now it's good.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Due to COVID-19, a drastic change has happened in our life from the early of 2020. We all are really worried about that. Teaching learning is a continuous process. No problem can stop that. Although we all are locked in our own home, but the teaching learning process is still continue through the online mode and will be continue in future also. Nowadays, virtual learning is an important mode of teaching. I am Abhay Mondol, Department of Physics, Ramshabai College. Pleased to welcome each and everyone in our brainstorming program, 1 month online Python coding program for beginners. Honorable Chief Guest, Principal Sir, Dr. Devkumar Mukherjee, my dear colleagues and my loving students are very heartily welcome to our program. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to Spark Institute of Advanced Science, SIS, for their collaboration with our college. Also, my sincere thanks and deep sense of gratitude to all the speakers for the acceptance of our invitation to share their knowledge with our students. Before we begin to the main program, I would like to
Hello, sir. You are not audible now. Hello, Aboy, sir. Could you hear me?
There might be some internet issue with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
Okay, sir, continue.
Yes, Devkumar, sir. I think he has already invited you. You can.
Okay. I am audible now?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, sir. You're audible.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries, resource persons, participants who are present here in the inaugural session of the 1 month Python coding program for beginners. And as Avai has rightly said, that there is no denying of the fact that during this COVID period, there are various technological tools and digital platforms that have evolved as an alternative to the teaching learning process. It is not that all are new to us, but most of them were confined to very few selective people or groups linked to their profession or liking. As a teacher of chemistry, I can say that I was aware of the software programs like ChemDraw, ChemSketch, Avogadro as my teaching and research tool. But I was not aware of the computer simulation programs like GROMAS, which was recently taught to me when I registered myself for a 7-day faculty development program organized by Spark Institute of Advanced Science just a few months back. Dr. Hijaz of SIS must be present with us. And during that learning program, I came to know that CS is going to organize a 1 month Python course for beginners. And at that time, they were looking for an educational institution for collaboration. Our physics department promptly applied for the same. And we are indeed lucky, and I feel privileged to be a partner or a collaborator with CS for organizing this program. And I'm sure this will definitely augment the knowledge and the skill in computer programming language. One thing that I want to address before the participants and before the resource persons is that, which is serious enough during this COVID period, that we are not having enough practical training, particularly in the discipline of science and medicine. And to overcome that disadvantaged position, our institute has collaborated with various reputed institutes like IIT Mumbai and Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham recently to set up virtual labs in almost all our science departments. So as an institute in West Bengal affiliated to the University of Calcutta, we are constantly in the endeavor to upgrade our system, to bring new technological help and new flavor in our pedagogy. We are open to almost 6,000 students who have enrolled themselves in various undergraduate and postgraduate disciplines in our institute. And I think this Python coding program will also add a new armor in the teacher's weapon as a teaching method. So my best wishes to all the participants present here, and my admiring regards to all those who are involved in this educational process. So thank you all, and over to the course coordinator.
Thank you so much, sir, for your nice speech. Now I would like to invite Dr. Nababroto Ghoshal to share his knowledge with us. Dr. Ghoshal is a senior faculty of Ramsadai College, Department of Physics. Sir, please unmute your microphone.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Here we have with us our respected principal sir, our respected departmental head, and the respected members of our collaborative partner SIAS, and my learned colleagues are there, and my beloved students who are participating in this workshop. Now Python nowadays, currently Python is the second most popular programming language. So far my knowledge is concerned, I came to know from Google that Python is the second most popular language, programming language. Most probably C ranked the first position. Probably within a few years, Python will take the first rank, first position, and therefore I feel it is very important for the students, for the budding students who are mostly coming from science departments. They should learn Python language, and I hope this workshop will help regarding this basic learning things, and a 30 days program will be successful. I hope so. That's all. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir, for your nice word. I think from your speech, our student will intensely motivated to learn the Python language. Thank you so much, sir. We are almost at the end of the inauguration session. Now I would like to Dr. Hijaz, faculty of SIAS, to say few words about their institute.
Abhay sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. And yeah, first of all, I would like to thank Dev Kumar Mukherjee sir for joining our faculty development program initially. And also, I'm really happy to know that you also made a collaboration with Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham's virtual lab. I think he came in to know about their program, maybe in our FTP program. Am I right, sir? I don't know. Maybe so. If
yes, I got the information from you only.
Oh, okay, so it is really a great pleasure that our faculty development program made an impact in your college, and you were able to make a contact with Amrita Institute, and you established their virtual lab in your college. It is really something which really motivates us, and it also makes us feel that our programs cater our purposes. So I would take this opportunity to introduce our organization, Spark Institute of Advanced Science, and its subsidiaries here as Research Forum. So I will share my slide. So is my slide visible? Can everyone see what I'm sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So basically, this program, we are an institute. Our institute is named Spark Institute of Advanced Science. Basically, we give research and training courses, research training courses, which is especially skilled training courses. So, under the umbrella of Spark Institute of Advanced Science, we created a research forum so that all the researchers across the world can get connected, and if they share our ideas, then they can also join with us in different programs. So again, this program, Python coding, as the previous speakers mentioned, Python coding is very essential for science students. So whatever, whether it is chemistry, physics, or engineering, Python coding will definitely make them an expert, and it will definitely be an added advantage on their resume and on their skills. So nowadays everything is getting digitalized, and if you know coding, that would be a really big advantage. So we understood that Python coding must be given to the community. So when we speak about coding nowadays, coding is very common. School students are also learning coding. So we thought we will start from the beginning, like it will be a course for the beginners. Anybody can attend, like school students to research scholars. So that it is. I would also like to mention that our audience is really a very wide audience. Like we have school students, 10th standard students, 1 or 2 students here, and also we have PhD scholars. So everybody. So I would request to the audience that you should keep this in mind when you are sitting in the live sessions, because the tutor will be going in such a way that it is comfortable with all the audience. So yeah, so regarding the course content and all, we have already shared with you the course content and the schedule. Initially, we said that this will be a 30 days training. Yeah, and we will finish it in 1 month. But then we thought that since there are some school students, and also if we are keeping classes on every day, that would be very hectic schedule. So we decided to keep 3 or 4 classes in a week, but we will continue the course until we finish the 30 sessions. So you will definitely get 30 lecture sessions. So, but it may prolong more than a month, maximum 2 months. So we will finish it in a duration of 2 months, but we will not have classes every day, but 3 or 4 classes in a week. That is what we plan right now. So right now we have already shared the first week schedule with all of you, and the remaining schedules will be getting to you on time through your emails. So I again request you to keep track of your emails. We will be making all the communication through emails only. And whenever you have a difficulty, you can also reply to the email, or you can contact us by phone as well. Now I will finish in 10 minutes. I will talk about our institute. We started as a academic coaching institute. So first we gave a coaching for Airport Authority of India's air traffic controller examination. Then right now we just finished 2 courses on Central University PG entrance examinations on physics and also in chemistry. And in near future, we will start a coaching for IIT JAM. So the JAM examination date has already published. It will be in February. So we will start our crash course in October, by last week of October. That is what we plan right now. So not only in academic courses, we are basically a group of researchers. So we decided to make the network bigger and give research and training courses. So these are the courses that we have already finished. We already gave a course on 7 days hands-on training on ChemDraw and ChemSketch software. So maybe if anybody of you are interested to learn this course right now, the recordings of these courses are available. So you can still approach us if you wish to get access to the recording of these courses. And the second one was an FTP on online chemistry teaching. So we were really lucky to have the principal sir in this of the Ramzadeh College in this course. So that is how we got started our collaboration. And now this is happening. This Python coding is happening in collaboration with Ramzadeh College. So yeah, I think it was a good course, maybe, and we also had international participation in this course. Again, it was different chemistry teaching tools were introduced. So if anybody of you are again interested to go through that, the recordings are available. You can approach us. And then we gave a course on a hands-on training on rate wild refinement. So this is a technique to analyze X-ray diffraction data. So this was a 7 days hands-on training. Again, if you wish, you can still access the recordings. And also after this course, we also started giving research consultancy services. I will talk about that. Now this is the ongoing course, the 1 month Python coding program. And after this, the upcoming courses are, there will be a 7 days hands-on training on elemental analysis. So this will be covering like SEM, TEM, EDAX, all these kinds of technique, and also XPS, how to analyze the data of all these things, and also a little more things are there. So we have, yeah, there will be a session on Match software as well, Match software. So this session will be handled by the founder of Match software, Professor G. Hertz from Germany. He will join us on September 8. So this course will be starting from 8th September. It will be from 8th September to 14th September. That's the plan. And immediately after that, yeah, we have a course which is not basically physics or chemistry. We'll also give a course on basics of stock market. So yeah, how to become an investor, or why should you invest, all these kinds of things. So this will be our first course, or which is not from the science domain, which relates to business and investment, right? So this will be starting from 15th September. 15th September. This is a 10 days course, and it will long till 24th September. So yeah, anybody of you are interested in joining this elemental analysis or this basics of stock market, we already started taking registrations for that. You can contact us in this regard. And after that, we will be soon giving a course on Origin software. This will happen in third week of September, mostly third or second week of September, definitely. And there will be one more course on COMSOL multiphysics. So COMSOL multiphysics is a software which is used by both physicists and engineers. So this course will also happen. We are planning to open it by 20th September or 25th September. We didn't started taking registration, but it is for sure that these two courses, Origin and COMSOL, will happen in September. But regarding basics of stock market and elemental analysis, the registrations are already open. Now, the future plans, or we are right now working on courses on advanced molecular docking and DFT calculation using Gaussian software, and there will be hands-on training on EndNote and Mendeley, and research training in genomics. This may be a long-term process, like we are planning a 3 to 6 months course on this. So yeah, so and there will be hands-on training on LaTeX. So some of these courses will be exclusively only for our members. So we are planning to make this EndNote and Mendeley and the LaTeX course only for our members. So yeah, I will talk about how to take a membership and what will be the benefits. So you can take a membership in our forum. So once you are a member of our forum, once you are a faculty member of our forum, you can collaborate with us in different programs. So for example, right now we are collaborating with Ramzadeh College because Apoy Mondal is a member of is our member. So we are collaborating with his department in this program. And this course, this basics of stock market, this is being done by another member. So this course was suggested by another member. So he said that he can be a resource person, and why don't we do a course like this? So we said yes, and so this course is happening in collaboration with our member. So yeah, so if anybody of you are interested in sharing your knowledge on our platform, you can be a member, and we can plan different courses. So you will have to pay nominal fees for taking membership. So you can contact us by email. We will send you the details. And also you can start a chapter in your department. So if you have one faculty member and 10 student members in your organization, in your department, then you can start a chapter of our CRS Research Forum. So once you start a chapter, then we will help you in conducting different programs like on workshops and conferences, etc. And also we will give you mentoring in regarding projects and internship. And we are open for any kind of collaboration, whether it be in industry or academic and any kind of department. We can give you access to a big pool of researchers. And yeah, now. So memberships there are 3 types of membership. One is full membership or faculty membership, and another is student membership, and then junior student membership. So for faculty membership, you will assurity benefit is that you will get 20% reduction in all our courses on the fee payment, and for student membership you will get at least 10% reduction in all the courses, and there will be some courses free of cost for the members. So we also do some consultancy services. So we just started this after the retoiled refinement course. So some people contacted us regarding analyzing some data they have. So if you have, so right now we are only providing it on retoiled refinement. Maybe later we will expand it to many other domains. So if you have some powder X-ray diffraction data and you want to make the retoiled analysis using Foolproof, GISAS or YANA kind of softwares, then you can send the data to us. So based on your requirements, we will charge you. So this is like we will help you in data analysis. So that is what right now we are doing in research consultancy. We also have a publishing house. So we publish science books. So if you are interested in writing books or book chapters, you can contact us and we can collaborate. We may publish your book as well. So this is the first book that we published, which is Learn Chemistry Through Demonstrations. So yeah, that's all about our organization. So we are always open for any queries from your side. So thank you so much. So Aboy sir, that's it.
Thank you, Hijaz sir. Thank you so much. You have nicely explained the upcoming and running courses of your institute.
Yeah.
I want to just mention a note. Actually, we will discuss over phone. Actually, Puja vacation will start in our West Bengal from most probably 13 October.
Okay.
So we'll discuss later. So we will discuss at the end of this session. Huh?
Sure. And one more thing which I would like to add is for the upcoming programs, we are open for collaboration with our members. So the one which is already out is this elemental analysis and the basics of stock market. So for basics of stock market, we will be expecting any commerce department or finance economics departments to collaborate with us. And for elemental analysis, it can be engineering or physics or chemistry departments. So yeah, so if anybody here are interested in collaborating with us, they can contact us regarding that.
Hope sir, we will also work together in future also.
Sure,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we are entering into the main lecture session. In this session, I would like to invite Mr. Vipin. Mr. Vipin had completed his MSc and now Mr. Vipin pursuing his PhD from SIS. His research area is numerical analysis of differential equation and statistical analysis of generated data. Sir, please unmute your microphone and start your session.
Thank you,
Vipin, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Right. Thank you for the introduction. So I am currently doing my PhD from NIT Trichy under Dr. Shankar Narayanan, and I work, as suggested, it's basically numerical analysis of differential equation. Basically, I work with stochastic differential equations. So I use Python extensively for my studies, and I find it quite very useful and very versatile programming language. Quite easy to learn and quite powerful. So So today, rather than spending time in on discussing what are the history of Python and all those things, again, I would like to mention it was actually developed by a computer scientist known as Guido van Rossum. And then now there is a Python Foundation. Okay, and the biggest strength of Python is that it's a free software. Anybody who is a computer programmer or computer scientist can actually work and develop Python language on their own. So they can join the Python Foundation and they can contribute to the Python Foundation. And there is maybe you people are aware about GitHub. So there is this GitHub GitHub where computer scientists and academicians actually join, work individually to fix any problem that appears in Python, or maybe like they write they write a library and add it to the Python. So it's a wonderful place actually. The Python background is a wonderful dynamic place in which people from diverse backgrounds work to develop the language. There are software developers who works to develop Python. There are computer scientists who works behind Python, and there are people like data scientists and machine learning experts who works behind Python to develop libraries that would help the process of data analysis a little better. And you know that in the area of data analysis and machine learning, Python is the most used and most fashionable language these days. So, and even in computational physics and computational mathematics, a lot of, even in computational biology, Python is extensively used. So this is what the general introduction to Python is. Now regarding this course is designed for absolute beginners. We don't expect any sort of previous knowledge or previous knowledge in any of the programming languages. If you're absolutely new to the programming language, you can actually learn through this program. It's designed in such a way that it's friendly to the absolute beginners. So if you have some familiarity with the programming language, you might find it a little elementary at the beginning. But nevertheless, it's a new language. It has a lot of, but if you have been programming in C or Fortran, you will find this a quite easier one. You don't have any intricacies, you don't have to write lengthy codes. If you're familiar with C and Fortran, you know that you have to write a lot of codes to get some intended results. So Python is very concise. You can write it quite easily, very small programming language, very user-friendly. First of all, today, let's start with installing Python. Okay, as I suggested in the, I think it was part of instructions. If you don't have a laptop or a desktop to start the course with, there is an Android app known as PyDroid. Okay, I'll type it in the chat box. It's freely available in the Google Play Store. PyDroid. So you can actually type in the Play Store and actually install it in your Android device. Let it be a tab or like a usual phone. It will work. So I'll show you it is installed in my phone as well. So maybe if you have your device with you right now, you can actually look at it and you can install it in your phone. It's very useful to practice. Okay. So I would suggest, I recommend all of you to go to the Play Store and install PyDroid in your Android phone. If it's a tab, it's really good. You can have a bigger screen. But even if it's a usual smartphone, it will be absolutely fine. It doesn't need a lot of space. It can be quickly installed. Okay. So I would strongly suggest you to have PyDroid in your phone. That's one thing. Did you find that? I will later on, I'll tell you how to use PyDroid. You will learn it, but for the time being, let's install and keep it with us. I mean, it's self-explanatory. You will understand it slowly. Or if you're ready with your laptops, I would suggest you to switch on your laptop. I mean, I know that if you're listening in your phone, and if you don't have laptop, just note down how to install. Anyway, you will have the recorded session. But if you have a laptop right now, I'll share my screen and I'll install the Python in my laptop so you can follow the steps. Okay. So this session is completely devoted to installing Python. So you have two ways of installing Python. We'll do the simplest one first, and then we'll go to the complex one. So I'm sharing my screen so you can be ready with your laptops. And if you have any questions, please feel free to stop me. Okay. Okay. So I'm okay. Is my screen visible? No, it'll come now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can just type Python in the Google search bar. This page will come up. So I would request you to do it live. If you're doing it live, let me know it. Or maybe you can just raise your hands because I'll be waiting. So yes, now you can see downloads here. Let's go into that. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, now you can actually get into this page. Thank you for raising your hands. So this is the page where you get the installable files. Now you can see download Python for latest version for Windows. Now, if you're using other OS, you have the versions here. If you're using a Mac OS, you have it here. So see your operating system and download the relevant version. Okay, maybe if you're using a Windows, you can download it directly from here. Even for other system also, you make sure that you're clicking the correct thing. So if you're using a Linux system, you have it here. If it's Mac OS, you have here. For other, you can click this, you'll find it. So if you're Windows, just click download. I'll take you through the steps. So now it's getting downloaded in my system. So as I said, this is a simplest way in which one can. There are some advantages and disadvantages of using this version of. I'll tell you that. But this is the best way to start with. Okay, it might take some time depending upon your internet connection, but still it's fine. We can do that. But there are online Python editors. So if you wish to do that, it's absolutely fine. Okay. So now, wait a minute. Okay. Now it will be right here. You can go to the download folder and you can see it here. Just click it, it will get installed. Okay, so now you can see, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, so you can give install now, so that will get it installed. Okay. Okay, so now it will go, it will run in the background. So I'll stop sharing now. So let it install. Meanwhile, we'll get into the basics of Python. Okay, this is one way of installing Python. I think the background process is running. The other method of installing Python is, if you have any confusion, please let me know. After installing, also there could be some confusions that we will see later. Another way of, because see, Python is not like other languages. See, if you install MATLAB, you have a lot of everything will come automatically with it. But in Python, you have to install separate libraries. For example, if you want to deal with numerical something like arrays or matrices, you need to install NumPy. That you should do separately. So if you use this current method of installing Python, you have to install each and every library separately, NumPy separately. There is something called Scientific Python, which is SciPy separately. So each and every one of those should be installed separately. Now there is another way in which every package will be installed automatically. So that is this. So I'm sharing my screen. That's like you install a distribution, and that distribution will automatically take care of everything that your system should have. So I'm sharing the screen once again. So it is this. So you can just type Anaconda individual edition. Again, I wouldn't suggest you to do it now. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Now this is the, it's a very general purpose one. It has a lot of tools inside, but if you're very serious about learning Python and if you're using Python for your research works, Anaconda is absolutely necessary. It takes care of a lot of things on its own. You don't have to worry about many things. For example, it comes with a lot of interfaces, like different interfaces, like Jupyter Notebook. And then you have Spider, SPYDER. All these are nice, great interfaces that the Python has. So this is another way you can install Python. Okay.
Hello, Bipin sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
on request to you, actually,
Yeah.
most of the students are from undergraduate and they are
Oh.
using Android phone. Is it possible
Okay.
to show the installation process in Android phone?
Sure.
That should be helpful for us.
Yes, sure, sir. So, okay, I've actually joined from my Android phone. So I'll quickly show you how to install it in the Android phone. So I'm sharing my screen. Now what you can do is we can go to the Play Store. Play Store. Okay. Now here, if you can type PyDroid, you can see it. PyDroid ID, PyDroid 3 ID for Python 3. Okay, I've already installed it, so okay, I'll install it. I'll install it once again. Is the screen visible? Yes, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible.
Yeah. Okay. So now you can just click install. So I hope you all are doing along with me. Okay, so only this session would be a little boring because we are setting things up. One thing I don't prefer online Python editors is because you always need an internet connection. I mean, like, but if you have it installed in your device, you have an access to it all the time. And especially if you want some libraries in the online edition, some of the libraries might not be available. So that limits your experience with the Python. So I would always recommend to install some version of Python in your device and practice with it. That's otherwise there is no issue. But yeah, now you can open it. Okay. Now you see this is a typical Python editor. You can type in whatever you want. So for example, let's say Python can be used as a calculator. Maybe like let's try to do some calculations. 98 times 225, and you just run it. It should show the outputs. Okay. So wait a minute. So maybe let me call it this way. So now just let me just print it. See, the answer is printed over here. So I hope you can see that, right? Program finished. So you can see the output there. So this is how it works. Now let's say you want to plot something, and let's say
Sir, on screen it's still installing.
oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, fine. Okay, once you're done, you can raise your hands. If you're all done, we can do some basic programs on it. Is my screen still visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
it's
sir.
still installing.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure, sir. Take your time, sir. No problem. Okay, if you're done, you can raise your hands. Oh, sorry. Now is it visible?
No, sir. Only the Play Store page is visible, sir.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Shit. Oh, my presence can. Oh, sorry. Oh, so that yeah. Wait a minute. Now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you
Now
see
it's
this
clear.
window? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you should be able to see this screen now. Yeah. So this is where you can type in your code. Now you see you have a folder here. Now whatever, so you can access your phone folders from here. So if you have any code, you can type in here, and then you can save it in any of your phone folders, and then you can actually as p.py files. Okay, .py. So any Python program will be stored by the extension .py. So you can actually store any program using that extension. Now, once you have stored it, you can access your code from this option. Okay? Here also you can save your program as well. Okay, is there anybody still installing? If you can raise your hands, that will be helpful for me, so that we can do a very simple program to understand how this thing works in Android phone. Thank you. Right. So is it visible now? Is it Pydroid visible? My interface visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's type a very simple program. I will explain to you what is it later. So as I told you, Python has so many libraries. So one of those libraries is math. Okay. So if you want to use, especially things like pi, um, the constants will be actually stored in the library math. So you have to call it from the math. So for that, first we have to import that particular library. So in the case of Python, we have to install it, but Pydroid, some of the libraries automatically comes built in with the Python that we are installing. So math library will be automatically installed in it. So let's import it first. So let's draw a very small program to find the area of a circle. Okay. So for that we need pi. So from math first let's install pi first. So this is how we import. From math import pi. That will be a first line of code. So this will When we execute, this will go to the math library and it will import pi for us. Now let's enter the radius. Maybe 12. Now let's give it the formula for the radius. So this is how and multiplication will be done by a star sign. Maybe you can have a R. Now the power will be given by 2 stars. Okay, 1 star is for multiplication, 2 star for exponentiation. Like R square, you give it 2 stars. Now maybe we can write print the area is, so you can see the color is getting blue. Okay, so this will be printed in text. Area of the circle is. Comma. Is now let's call now let's give area here so that it'll get printed. Okay, now if don't run it as of now, let's save it first. So here we have save as. Give it the permission. Wherever you want, you can actually solve it. I mean, save it. I'll start a new folder. Maybe Python codes. Created it. Now I can save it here. I can give it a name. Maybe area. I've saved it. Okay, now you can see the name has changed to area.py. Is it, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, great. Now, if it's done, let's run it. Just click this yellow button that you can see here. See, it calculated and it's printed. Can you see the output? In a black screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how you can make use of. So as you can see, any basic code that runs, any code that runs on your desktop or laptop will run on PyDroid also. The only one limitation that PyDroid will have is the memory. It cannot do big computations because it'll have a very kind of limited memory. Your computer comes with around 1 TB hard disk or something like it, maybe like SSD. This comes with maximum 128 GB. Or maybe 64 GB. So the memory will be highly limited, but for learning purposes, this thing will work anyway. I mean, just the way a Python application would run on a PC. Now it had already math in it. Now let's check with another library. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's take a new one. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So can you still see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now you see here, you take these options. Do you see something called pip? Okay. You can click that. Did it? Did you? Can you see the screen now? Library name.
Yes.
Now you see this pip is like installation manager. So whatever library is missing from your program, you can install it using pip. So now let's say if you want to, as I said, if you want to use matrices, it's PIP is package installer for Python. Now, as I said, if you want to deal with matrices or vectors, you need a array node, you need a library known as NumPy, numerical Python. So its short name is NumPy. So you can type that library name here and you can give it install. Okay, maybe you can actually, we should get plugin first and you can install that. Okay. So this is how you can, do that. That will automatically happen in the background. Now, if you once you have that plugin, automatically any library that you want in your Python version can be installed using this option over here. All right. So you have numerous libraries like NumPy, you have SciPy, you have plenty of things. So I think this should do for the introductory session. From the next class, we will begin with the basics of Python programming. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Now, I'll show you one more thing. Here, actually, I can open whatever I have stored here. I'll just see Python code. I have this area.py here. It comes back. Okay, so I mean, I hope you saw that, okay, how it works. So you can store the code in the internal memory of your phone, and you can reload anytime you want. You can make amendments, anything you can do. Okay, so if you have any questions about installation, you can do that. I'm sure that while installing, you will you will find some sort of difficulties. Feel free to text me or call me for the installation procedure. I'll be available to help you. Okay. So I think if you don't have any more questions, we'll disperse for the day, and we'll meet you on Wednesday with the basics. So coming classes, I will be doing it on the desktop, but whatever I am doing on the desktop, you can do it in the PyTorch version that you have if you're using an Android device. Okay, because for me, using an Android device as I'm conducting the classes will be a slightly difficult one. So I'll use my laptop interpreter or the IDE interface. You can use your PyTorch if you're using an Android device. Fine. So I hope everything went well. So thank you very much. And if you don't have any questions, good night. We'll see you on Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Student, you have any question? You can ask. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your important and wonderful session. You have discussed about the installation in Android and also in Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Thank you so much, sir. I think we all have learned more and enjoyed the whole session. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Good night, sir. Good night, everyone. See you.
That is the end of the session.